What's up, people? I'm Tuan, and y'all listening to the pilot episode of the Cafe Hours podcast. I am here joined by.
Deej and Jazzie.
So this is episode one or the pilot, and we're gonna get into it. Cue intro, please.
Type shit you ride home to. Yeah. Yo, as we proceed to get you going off that cognac and caffeine. Proceed, 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 proceed. Yeah, as we proceed to get you going off that.
So actually, Jazz is actually gonna be actually taking over this part. The first part of this joint is gonna be our affirmations. So yeah,
Oh,
you had to do some homework. So let's hear our affirmations.
our affirmations for today are um, you deserve the love you give. Money is coming to you. You don't have to chase money, and you deserve to be here.
Yes, I like
Okay.
those.
I'm all for the money for sure. I need as much money as I possibly can get. I guess I'm going to take over the next segment. So we're just gonna do high and low recap of this past week. So what is I guess we can start with the low point of your week and what is like one of the highest points of your week. So Deej, you first.
Um, High lows. So it's only Tuesday. I guess my low for the week would be I didn't really have like a low. I guess my low would be like physical pain,
I'd rather not.
cause Jazz knows, and
No, I don't want to
How,
go.
you can't tap out of conversations,
right, you
Juan.
can't tap out.
I
Go
took.
ahead. I'm here for you.
So yeah, just the physical low. High. What was a high? High for me this week. A couple of highs this week. What happened? I went out to DC with my little brother. So we were in Georgetown chilling. Saw a lot of cool cars. Enjoyed the scenery, the atmosphere. Had lunch together. It was lit. Um, Saturday I drove with my best friend down in Virginia, and we had like a little, best friend time road trip, and that was cool. And then I topped it off Sunday. Me and Twan were hanging out, and that was really cool too.
Shout out to that
Where'd
man,
y'all go?
Tom.
We didn't go anywhere. We were no, we did. We went to what's it? Ordering Chaos, which is a waffle, it's like cafe spot down there near Federal Hill. So we got waffles down there.
Mhm.
I thought it was gonna be nice, but it was like the weather like switched up Sunday and it was like super rainy and cold.
Mm.
So we ended up getting waffles and just like talking and chilling and kicking it. And then we were cooling back at his place. We ended up going to the gym together and getting our gym memberships and all that stuff squared away and just talking. He finally got a crab cake. So I was happy for
Oh.
him.
Your first time having a crab cake?
Man, well, I'll tell you about it. So yeah, it was something like that. Funny story. All right, I guess I'll take over. So, what was the low part of my week? The low part of my week was, uh, uh, uh. What was the low part of my week? I guess it was eating crackers. Eating crackers was one of the lowest part of my week. Yeah, we don't got no food in the house, so hey, you can't go wrong with crackers. Uh,
Okay.
and what else? Something else crazy happened this week. Oh yeah, the cafe I normally go to edit videos and stuff like that was shut down because of COVID. So that was kind of a low of the week. The high part of the week was um dang. I guess Sunday was a high part. Since it's like March, I'm trying to live better in a way. So um finally went to the waffle spot with Deej, which was on the checklist. So I checked that off. So I only got two more things that I said I was going to do with her. So I just got to finish those, and my slate will be clean in that part. Um, I wanted to go to the gym to tour the gym this week, right?
Mm.
Dee said nah, so I was like, okay, cool, and then surprised me in the car, like, yeah, let's go tour the gym this week. So touring the gym
See
turned
how that works.
into touring the gym turned into getting a membership at the gym. So that's cool. I'm trying to go this week, hopefully, so I can get rid of this pudge on my stomach. I need to get my creative player body back. You feel me? That regular body back. We just kicked it at my house and chilled and worked on like the notes for the podcast, of course. Um, my family had to run out and do something. Like my family had to run out and do something, so everybody kind of left. So like while they was gone, we went out and got food, and then I got a crab cake, you know. And then when I came back, I had to hurry up and eat it before they got back. So they won't be like, "Oh, like what do you got? Like where did y'all go?" So that was D just talking about the crab cake. She said I was acting weird while I was eating it, like I was being very guarded. But yeah, but nah, I was eating it. I was eating it like normal. So that's the high and lows of my week.
But was that your first time? That was your first time having a crab cake.
Nah, it wasn't my first time having my crab
Oh.
cake. That was the first time in peace that I ate a crab cake in peace.
Oh, I
But
see.
sometimes you gotta look over your shoulder because people, yeah, it's crazy. It's on you, Jazz.
Okay, so I guess my low would be like, I can't say this week, it's only Tuesday, but like this month, no, this month just
The
started.
second.
Mm. Oh, what about last week? What about last week?
Last week. um, I lost a family member,
Damn.
my cousin Jackie, and one of my friends, she had lost her grandma. But high would be being able to reconnect with my family and also being there for my friend. So I made a slideshow, which I didn't know I could really do.
Hey.
Um, yeah, so I made like a little slideshow for my friend's grandma's funeral. So yeah.
Hmm, that's good. Mm, mm,
That's
mm.
great.
It's
I'm
crazy that
sorry to hear that. Yeah, that back to
yeah,
back. I'm so sorry to hear that.
that's
Yeah.
that's real tragic. Yeah. Uh, dang.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that you're there and you're being supportive. Not a lot of people can just provide that support to other people when they need it and don't know how
Yeah,
to do it. So that's very
exactly.
important.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people don't know how. So.
Yep.
Deej, it's on you. This segment is your segment. This is your, I guess, your reason why you hate it here. So let's hear it. Cause
Oh my God. Hmm.
well, you got a bunch of
So
them.
no, I said I was only gonna try to like narrow it down to one. Why do I hate it here? I hate it here because people lack common sense. All common
Oh,
sense. Common sense is not common. Okay.
not.
That is
This
true.
lead and retardation is out of hand. I'm sick of it. I'm
Mm-mm-mm.
tired. I
You
can
ain't
no
had to.
longer.
You ain't had to
I
say that.
refuse.
Why do
What?
people? How do people lack common sense? I wanna. You gotta give us some context to this, because
I mean, so not for nothing. It's not anything specific this time. Like y'all know, if I had something specific, I'd be like, oh, so. But it's not really anything specific. It's just like stuff that I've been seeing like over the past couple of weeks and the last month or whatever, like on social media, outside of social media. People are just really retarded. Like they lack all common sense, and I don't understand why. Especially like especially people our age. Like it upsets me and it personally pisses me off because people our age are being more retarded than the teenagers. I'm like,
mm,
weren't we here first? Like,
you right about
can we
that.
do a little bit better? Like, what's going on?
Have you
People
not
retarded.
have you not noticed that February has been kind of like crazy in a way? Like, I don't know, it seemed like a lot of things in February kind of like broke people, and people had to go on like mini breaks, or like it just a
I
lot
took
of
a
like
break. I
A
took a
break
break
too.
from social media. I needed I needed a minute.
I'm accustomed to people like taking breaks and like relaxing, because of like this month kind of if you single or something like that and you don't have a person, this month can be tough sometimes, because the biggest holiday in this month is Valentine's Day. But like even like without
It's my
that,
birthday.
uh oh
Right.
yeah,
She's like, it's my birthday.
my bad.
It's my birthday.
I forgot about that. Let me actually write that.
Whatever.
Let me write that down. I won't forget it again. I will not get. That's the 6th. Or is the 7th?
It's a
Is it?
6.
It's the 6th. Yeah, I won't forget that again, boy. You know, you
She
gotta
said
take
it's
your
my
note.
birthday. Black History Month. You know what? I not for nothing. I always feel like some real weird, crazy shit always seem to pop off during Black History Month, and I don't like it.
Mm.
I don't
What?
like
We
nothing about it.
celebrating. We celebrating the whole year, so it don't even matter.
Yeah, but I mean, for these white people, it's like they specifically do things during February.
And this has been, I think, February-ish, Marches has made it like 1 year since we've been like in the whole COVID thing. So
Quarantine.
Yep.
yeah, we've been into quarantine, so it's gonna be kind of interesting going forward. Things been very slow going forward, especially here in Baltimore. So we'll see. Everybody has been going to Miami getting their bodies done, though. Facts.
It's the common sense I be talking about because I think what they said on the news today, they said Texas is opening back up and they like getting rid of their mask mandate. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, Texas.
didn't y'all just like damn near implode because of like snow? Like what's going like what
I'm
like
kind of
why?
I'm kind of curious if okay, if they open it back up, is like everything gonna be opening back up like full steam, like all the jobs is gonna be inviting people back and everything, or is it gonna be like, oh yeah, we just doing without the mask, but like as far as the job is concerned, we still gonna be, I guess, operating the way we operating, because that is the biggest thing that kind of sucks now. Is just everybody that's kind of waiting for other people to be like, so when are we bringing them back? And companies like, I don't know, should we bring them back? So it's kind of a weird space and place for that.
I just think it's a weird time to be like doing any of that period for Texas because y'all was just flooding and everything. Like people didn't have electricity, running water. The mayor just told niggas that they gotta make a way out of no way. Like,
They
and
cut
then
them
the
people
literally
power off.
right, and then told them, oh, you gonna have to like do what you gotta do. Get snow and boil it, get the rain and boil it, and then like literally it's been what like a week, maybe a week and a half, and now
Hmm.
you're talking about oh we don't need masks anymore. And all the bacteria and stuff just from us not having power, well, them not having power and like running water. They said before that the reason they ended up shutting the water off was because it was parasites in the water. Like, so they had to shut people's water off, and that's why everybody had to like use snow and rain and everything. So it was flooding, it was snow that we're not used to, the infrastructure was breaking down. Then on top of that, it was the parasites in the water. And you just decided to say, oh, guess what, you guys? You don't need your mask anymore. Like, whatever. Like, just be out here. I like.
Makes no sense.
You know, I would see that gift where he just be like,
trying to figure it out.
Like, what's going on?
I guess that's that common sense thing that you've been mentioning about. Like, and that makes a lot of sense why you hate it here.
Hate it. It's ghetto. I don't like it.
So,
I don't like it for anybody.
So we're gonna go into our topic for today. So, should I read this? So our main topic for this episode is called terms and titles. So we all kind of like unique and different in the aspect of like where we came from, where we grew up, and like how we interact as far as what?
We're just listening to you.
Yeah, we're just listening.
Cause y'all just look, y'all put me on the spot. Hold it down. Chill, Tuan.
You talking?
You're talking like.
So,
you're talking like. We're supposed to not smile at you. You're
We're supposed to look away.
Look away. Look away. So, me, Jazz, and Deej are all very unique people with our own different backgrounds and perspective on things. So, our main topic for this podcast is called terms and titles. When it comes to relationship, we all have our own unique terms and like titles associated with our life. So we're gonna at least go over a few of them in this podcast so we can kind of know and better communicate with each other in the future when we talk about relationship-ish topics. So this is gonna be like the first thing of many things that we need to address before we can like go forward. So, I guess Jazz, you're up. So you're gonna be the first person. So what do you call a person that you have an interest? Like, what is your term for that?
That's bae. If I see a guy that I'm like, oh, he's cute, yeah, that's bae. Or like, I don't know.
What about a person that you're in a relationship with? What would you call that?
My man, my future husband, my future baby daddy. All of them.
A person you commit to, so that would be this. I guess it'd be similar to a person that you're in a relationship. Well, I guess commit, like long-term commit, maybe like 3 to 5, 5
Months?
to like 20 years.
Months? Years.
We talking years over here, baby. We won't do the months thing.
If
We
it's
talking
20
years.
years, we better be married.
Exactly. If it's five years, we married. You know how old I am? Like
he may
no
be a
one's
long
living that long.
He may be a super boyfriend or something like that. Like after
To
3 years.
who? For me?
Yes.
I don't know. Super boyfriend. No,
You gotta
we
go.
don't do
You
that
gotta
over
go.
here.
What
Super
if-
boyfriend.
So what about a person you have a fling with, or like is it like a freak thing, or like a person you only find like attractive? Like
I don't have flings, so
like the person that you kind of use for like just sex or head. Like
I don't have those. So next question.
You don't have those. So
Next question.
We don't. We don't do that here.
But if you
Don't slide in my DMs.
but if you did do that here, what would that person be
What
called?
would I call that for my friends or for other people? No.
What would you call it for your friends? So what would you call it for your friends?
For strangers, because yeah.
For strangers, then.
For strangers, I guess that would just be a fling.
You wouldn't
or a
call
mistake.
it a fling.
Yes, you would. You would call it a fling or a mistake.
So you hanging out with
Mistake.
your so you want to ask them like, oh, are you hanging out with your fling this week? That's how you would, I guess.
You made it seem like it was a one-time thing. It's a multiple time thing.
Yeah, you use them frequently.
Okay,
that's like
not
the person
me,
that's on the that's like the person that's on the well, strange. That's like the person that's on your roster. Like you don't see them as like developing into
these
a
weren't
boyfriend.
the pre-approved questions.
These
are these the pre-approved
Yes,
questions
it
for
is.
you?
Yes,
Because
it is.
I remember talking about we talked about having like several bays, and what we would call that. That is, those are teammates.
So you added the freak thing, knowing damn well you gonna do that over here.
Ain't nobody agrees to that.
Those several bays, so the one bay may translate into a boyfriend or your man, but like the several bays, what if it's a bay that doesn't have the qualities to be your boyfriend or your man? What would you call
that doesn't have to involve sex. So there could be a guy that's like, okay, this is bae for brunch. This is bae for dinner. This is bae for shopping. This is bae for just companionship. There's different types of baes, and I would call them teammates.
They are teammates
because they all have different qualities that I like, but they're not enough to become a man. Not
I like that.
My man.
That's your definition. That's your life. I can't argue with that. So
yeah,
I like that.
What about have teammates without having sex with them?
So that goes into my last one. So what would you call a person that you have no sexual or romantic interest in?
Not an interest.
Like
a stranger, an acquaintance.
No sexual or romantic interest. Like y'all still
an acquaintance.
Like y'all still
sound like
this somebody like at your book club. This
a friend.
This could actually be a friend. But you know how like in our generation now, like a friend can mean multiple things. So if you don't have no sexual interest in them and no romantic interest in them, like would that be your friend? Cause that should have been a definition like a long time ago.
But what is there? You're saying what's not, but what's there?
What's there? Mm-hmm. It's like it's an interest. Like y'all both like poetry. Y'all both like the Avengers movies. Like y'all both like going to the gun range. Like it's an interest in there. It's interest in there. It's just not sexual or romantic.
I don't call everybody my friend, so I don't know who that person is.
I think acquaintance is cool.
Like
this is an acquaintance.
We randomly hang out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hang out. Like the people that you like back in college, the people that you'll go to the cafe with. Like you knew them for multiple semesters.
Like school friend.
Yeah.
So not even like a real friend. Like y'all don't really hang out outside of school.
Well, you can hang out outside of school, but I guess that person would be considered.
What are you getting at? What would you call them?
I would call them a friend. That's what I will call them, a friend. That is just my friend.
No romantic, no sexual, but you guys share similar interests.
Yeah.
That's just a friend.
That's just a friend. To me.
He's just a friend.
Yeah. He's just a friend.
Oh, baby, you. That's crazy.
We gotta cut a track later on. So the same thing go for you, Deej. A person that you have an interest in, like a romantic interest in. What would you call them?
All right. I'm gonna amend what I said last time, or maybe I'm not.
She backpedaling. Let's go.
So Okay, so relationship, like
Like y'all went on like a date or two, like 2 or 3 dates.
2 or 3 dates, that's bae.
That's bae. So that's bae to you as well.
Yeah, that's
Um,
bae.
y'all are in a
But even
relationship.
without the dates, would that be bae? Like, oh, you think he's like talking phase? Oh, you think he's
Um,
like cool or
Mm,
mm, so pre-dates, I well, yeah, it depends on the level on which I like you. Like if I like have a strong like physical or sexual attraction to you, then yeah, you pay. If I like your personality and I like you, but it's not like a huge like physical or sexual attraction, um, I don't think I would call you bad. I think I would call you like a homie or something.
mm. You you good? You good, Jazz?
yeah?
You good?
Yo, I'm sorry. I got something in my eye, yo. I'm really messing with my eye. Hold up.
You good?
I'm gonna cut my camera real quick.
Woo.
But
Preach.
I don't know. Like it's weird for me. Okay, so let's work our way up. So 20, you be talking about the roster, right?
Mhm.
So the roster is for the roster for me, whether or not we have sex or otherwise, they the sneaky links, right? Those are the sneaky links. Those are like those. So my definition of a sneaky
What's a
link.
sneaky link? Hold on. Hold
So
on.
That don't count as a
What's
sneak.
what's a sneaky link? I
no,
never heard
that's
of that.
that's what I'm about to say. My definition is different, Jazz. So a sneaky link is like somebody that you meet up with and you have sex. Both of y'all are the only two
Mm.
that know y'all have sex. For me, if I don't want nobody to know I was with you or see me with you, then yeah, you still a sneaky link. Like you're not official yet.
Hey
like,
yo, that's
like if
crazy.
niggas,
No.
like if niggas say, "Oh, I saw you at the harbor with such and such," I know you did. I wouldn't even be out with you. But I'm sorry, like that's wrong. But it's the truth. Like, sorry. Yeah, you a sneaky link. Sexual or otherwise. Like if it's literally just like we only supposed to know what we doing, nobody else. I don't like you. I don't see you being bae. I don't see you being my boyfriend, whatever.
It's
It's just
just
we
so
just it's just
so
whatever it
if
is at
it's
the moment.
just
You're a
sex,
sneaky link.
if it's just sex, is a sneaky link.
Yeah.
So if it's a freak thing, you only want some head or something like that, that's a sneaky link.
That's the sneaky link. Yeah.
If it's a secret though, if
But
it wasn't a secret, what would you call it?
hmm
Well,
Like if he was fine.
if he was on your roster.
he's still a sneaky link.
Oh, so you call all
Oh,
of
you
them
just
so the freak thing, the attraction only,
Okay,
that's a
so we going
sneaky link.
so look, I know what your definition of a roster is, right? Roster is multiple people. I
Mm-hmm.
don't usually talk to multiple people, but
That's cool.
if there happens to be multiple people, then yeah, you're a sneaky link. Like you're on the roster and you're a sneaky link. That's what it is. You are not official as of yet,
you
or
never
you may
had a
not ever
roster?
be. Mm, one time, I think it was like 3 people on it. I think it was all sneaky links.
Oh.
Mm. Okay, okay. So a person you have an interest in is bae.
It's bad.
A person that you just have an attractive like attraction to only is a sneaky link. So a
Yeah,
person you're in a relationship with, what do you call that?
that's my man.
That's your man.
Hmm.
And if it's a committed relationship,
If
like
we marry, he's my husband.
he's
That's
your
husband.
husband and
When we engage, when we just engage, that's husband. When we're
husband.
married, he's husband.
Mm.
Oh, I
And
see, I see.
and if you have no sexual or romantic interest in them, what would you call that?
That
Irrelevant.
one is kind of
Damn. Talk
irrelevant.
to him.
Yo, not irrelevant. No, usually if I don't have a sexual interest in someone, they could be like an acquaintance or a friend or a homie, whatever. You know, it's not that deep to me. Like if I don't have anything like for you other than pure genuine friendship and shit.
Mm. That's okay. That's cool. So we got Bay, your man. We got your husband or husband, a sneaky link, and then a friend. So I guess that's cool. For Jazz, we got Bay, your man, your husband, and then she don't do the freak thing. So I guess not. And what and friends, or she said she don't even do friends. She do like irrelevant. So hey,
Some people just gotta be told that they're irrelevant for
it's
real.
it's
Like
a
you don't
cold
matter.
word. That's crazy. That's crazy. She don't do no friends. Jazz don't do any friends, guys. She just you're irrelevant.
I do. I do friends. I don't do friends. I have friends. I just
Mm. You just don't got no more room for anyone else. She met her quota. Dang. Or you gotta wait till some of those other friends kind of drop off and then you may have a shot. That's crazy. Um for
Damn.
me, for, for me, a person I have an interest in is Shawty. So like if the homies ask like, what are you doing this weekend? I'm going out with Shawty. Like it
spell
is
it.
what it S A
SH.
A W T
BT.
Y. Yeah,
That's my shawty.
like back in the
Took it way back. Took it
that,
way back.
that's Shorty.
Supplies for real.
Hey, it is what it is. So Plies, what's the other guy? Young Dro, Shorty Ello, and all of them. So that's Shorty. A person I'm in a relationship with is clearly I used to say my girlfriend, but somebody said like if you have like a real interest in like them and you trying to transition them from being like okay, I guess your girlfriend into you eventually being your wife one day, then you may be all better off just saying that's your lady versus saying that's your girlfriend. I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense to kind of open my perspective up to the joint. It also rose the bar too, but I was like, okay, like that's fire. So that's my lady. Being a long term relationship, 3 years, 5 years, that's my lady. And if I commit to you, if you just happen to trap me and get me to marry you, then that would be my wife, of course. um Now, if it's a fling or a freak thing, or is it just attraction only, and you don't possess the qualities to be my lady, my girlfriend, then you are a hoe or one of the hoes. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner, but it is what it is. Like that's one of my hoes, so I got a plethora of hoes, so I gotta do something with the hoes this weekend. So that's kind of how kind of how it is. I don't use it in a disrespectful manner, but it is what it is. I will never tell them that that's what they go by. I'm respectful. I'm a gentleman
So
first.
if somebody came up to you and was like, "Who's this?" What would you say?
I would say this is Rebecca. Like this is who that
You
is.
just call her by her name.
Call her by her
Yeah.
name.
What if somebody was like, "Hey, is this your girlfriend?"
Oh, if they, I mean, don't say
No,
nothing.
you gotta be like, nah.
Don't say
You just say
nothing.
no, and she just
Good.
keys it right there.
I'm not
What
saying
you gotta
nothing.
say?
I'm
You
not
should say
saying.
no.
I'm not saying nothing.
I feel like that's the only time that I like pretend is like if somebody if somebody is like, "Hey, is this your boyfriend?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I want to. Matter of fact,
They go along with it.
matter of fact, when somebody asks that, it's always a split, like millisecond before, like that you have like a millisecond to think about like what to say out your mouth, and then and then you got also another like millisecond to see like to look over and see like if she's gonna respond first to this or not. Now you banking on her responding first to it, so you can look like, okay, whatever she said, just gonna go with that. But like, if you don't, you just better off not saying nothing. You better off just walking away.
You should have known before you went out the house.
Yeah,
though.
and that's what I was about to say. Like, there should be no question before we ask. That's why you see.
But who the hell?
That's why you gotta figure out who you gonna be seeing with and who you not. If I know you ain't my boyfriend, or I don't have no intentions of you being my boyfriend, or you're not even good enough to be gay, no, we not going out together. And if we do so happen to go out together and we on the odd occasion run into somebody that I may know or that you may know, if it's somebody that the other person knows, I feel like it's up to them to say to say what it
that's
is.
true.
But if we run into somebody that I know and I know you ain't about to be none of the above except for what you are, then I'm gonna just call you by your name. Oh, this Darius.
Well, you're not doing like date stuff, like relationship, my lady stuff with your hoes. Like you doing one thing and then that's it. You feel me? One or two things, that's it. And you're not gonna be seen in public, or you're not gonna be seen around people that you may know with that person. It is what it is.
We're talking about somebody that you potentially want to be your girl.
That's shorty.
Your guy.
That's shorty.
So you shouldn't hesitate.
I wouldn't hesitate if that's my shorty, because that's what I can say you shorty, and then she asked me like, well, why I'm shorty? I'm like you shorty until, or my love interest until you become my girl. That's kind of how it is.
I'm trying to figure out where your hesitation came from. You said you might have to just be like, but if
I get caught out with one of my hoes, then
call her by her name.
Yeah, that's why I say I call her by my name. And then, but Jazz is like, well, what if she like got
is that your girlfriend? No.
Nah, like
she know what she knows why she's
she knows
here.
She was there.
She knows why she's here. Like, come on. We ran out of condoms. We had to get some snacky snacks before we,
Nah, you gotta you order your 36 from Amazon and you don't have to worry about none of that.
Well, she wanted some snacks because she hungry and she do better when she full. So
go get the snacks and I'm gonna wait in the car. or you want to get the snacks? You want snacks? I'll go get the snacks. You wait in the car. Because the crazy thing is, you see everybody everybody in that Walmart on the late night at like 11:30 to 12, 1 o'clock. Everybody is going to Walmart. You're gonna run into somebody that you know, and you're gonna get jammed up like that.
That's why I don't do that. I go out in the county. I'm sorry, that's my MO. If I'm with you and I don't want nobody, I'll go away from where we at.
You can be at the old court one. You can be at the old court one. You can be at the Route 40 one.
I don't go to none of them. I don't go to none of them.
Old court or the Route 40, you're gonna get jammed up. It just people that you know is always in the Walmart at 11:30 to close, or especially if it's overnight.
That's why you don't go out with nobody you don't like. Shit, go to 7-Eleven for all that. If she just wants snack, go to 7-Eleven. But that's why you got people that know where they stand for real. And if you don't know where you stand with somebody, then there's no need for us to like be out here.
Some people try to force things on you. It's different. Some people do be trying to force it on you, and you get jammed up. Like I only hit you one time. Like damn. Some people fall in love too quickly, so it is what it is. Or sometimes you really, really good, and it is what it is. Or you got a good job, or you oversell yourself. So yeah, you gotta be careful out here in these streets. It's just how it is.
I'm not doing this with you tonight.
All right. Let's get back to it. What I was saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, my person I have interest in is my shorty. We're in a relationship. That's my girlfriend or my lady. If I'm committed to you, of course I'm married. If it's only a freak thing or attraction only, you just one of my hoes, and that's what it is. And if I have no sexual or romantic interest in you at all, then you'll be my friend.
What if
Straight
you're
friend.
what if you're exclusive with no title?
What's that? You
Yeah, I was
said
gonna say, what's that,
exclusive
Jazz?
with no title. You need to explain that. What's that?
What's
I
that?
feel like we talked about this. Y'all are acting brand new because that fling thing was not in.
No, it
No,
wasn't.
Not
I
part of the
said he
question.
no. He added that. I already
No, that
said that.
was in there. That was in there. You trying to say it wasn't in there? It was in there. It said crush, exclusive, titles, marriage, dating, and regular friends. I put it, and the thing is, I
Yeah,
had.
exclusive and then title.
Mm, well,
Was
So
it
what?
so
So
exclusive? Okay, you're exclusive. You're only dating this one. You guys both agreed to only see each other. Like
mhm.
oh
y'all are still
yeah,
So
figuring it out.
let's talk about it. All right,
we
go
said
ahead.
that was exclusive. Like we just exclusive. Like
Do
It's
I
you?
just
thought I
exclusive.
could have swore we said that was boyfriend and girlfriend. When you like specifically
Mm-mm.
just no, okay.
Well,
Oh,
I'm not for
oh,
me. It's
whoa.
not. It's not that for me. Because if we didn't have a conversation about it, if he didn't say like, "Oh, will you be my girlfriend?" then we were never together.
So it was a mirage. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the exclusive. Let's talk about the exclusive women. Let's talk about it. Do
I
you,
can't. That is a mirage.
do you,
It's a facade.
what are your beliefs when it comes
Imagination.
what are your beliefs when it comes to being exclusive? Like we already talked about the terms and the titles that we use. We both use lady or man. We already talked about that, but like let's talk about the exclusivity. Like how does that work? You met somebody, y'all went on 2, 3 dates. Uh are you still dating around, or are y'all too exclusive? Like how many dates and hang out, and how often do you have to do it to be exclusive? Like,
I don't think it's like when it comes to that, I don't think you can sit up here and be like, it's a number. If
Mm-mm.
y'all are dating, he's open to dating other people, you can date other people until one of y'all specifically says, okay, look, we need to have a conversation because I don't want to date anybody else. Like I just want to date you.
mm,
Then it's about conversation and like being honest. Like we can't sit up here and just be like, oh well, after 3 dates, you know, we're
You
exclusive.
mind?
Like no, and I mean that on both sides, men and women, because it's
Mhm.
guys that do that too. They be like, oh, we've had three. I took you out 3 times, so you're not supposed to be talking. No, you never told me that you didn't want me
mm,
talking to anybody else. Like be communicative, be specific, be assertive, and yeah, say what you want and say what you require. And if you have the conversation with a person and you're like, okay, we went on 3 dates, I kind of know that I just want to date you, and the person is like, oh no, like I'm not there yet, I want to keep doing what I'm doing. You have one or two choices. You can either say, okay, cool, that's fine, and you keep dating who you want to date as well, or you'd be like, nah, sorry, and then we're not gonna do this no more and keep it pushing. Like,
if all the dates that we went on, like once the dates kind of like tally up to over like $200, we got to talk about exclusive, because like I'm not just dating for you to like go out to Fogo de Chao and all the expensive stuff and eat my food up and then ghost me next week. Like, yo, I put money into this ish. It really, for the exclusive thing, it really depends on how much time you have in the game, and the concentration of time. Like if it just y'all talking about memes and stuff like that, okay, y'all might not have enough time in the game to even talk about, oh, are we exclusive or not. But if y'all have like a lot of good times in, like y'all been on 3 or 4 dates, and like y'all talked about a lot of heavy stuff, and I'm talking about
Mhm.
like, goals and like what you're looking for in your future and your family. Talk about a lot of heavy stuff. That quality of time, kind of that can happen in the span of like 4 weeks. but y'all talk about the heavy stuff. So it's like, okay, I told you about, the first time I got pushed off my bike, like when I was like 7 years old. Like, okay, now like the deep stuff, the deep stuff, or the stuff that's like kind of getting deep. So like we need to talk about you being exclusive. But if we still just talking about like the light stuff, like memes and what happened on TV shows and this and that, like, oh man, like you got to put some more time in. I need to go on some more dates, text a little bit more, talk a little bit more before you can even talk about being exclusive. Uh,
Okay, so the people that you're exclusive with, they have to have a title. Is that what you're saying?
for sure, they gotta have a title.
Oh,
It take them about it take about 3 months for us to get the title out to them. Like you got to date for at least 90 days to get before I can give you the title. If you even last that long, like
Yeah.
if you last that long, and I don't know, that's back when I was dating. Nowadays, the dating joint is so quick. It's like maybe like people not even gonna be around 3 months from now, let alone 3 or 4 weeks. You know, you don't text somebody for a week and you don't exist. You get crossed right off the list. But
No, that's facts.
it seemed like you got some different feelings towards this exclusive thing, Jazz. It's like you trying to be a player in this. You ain't getting exclusive with
no,
nobody. You
I just
talking. Let's hear it.
And I'm like, Meg, I talk like a pimp because
Am
I
I the only?
am.
Am I the only person that sensed that? Am I the only person that sensed that she was like she was like, you're not gonna lock me down. I'm still gonna do what I want to do out here. Come on. I know I wasn't the only person.
I respect it though. I respect
they
it.
didn't.
Let's
If he
hear it.
didn't ask me to be his girlfriend, I'm not his girlfriend.
Mm. How
Period.
how
I
long
mean,
do you
around
expect?
certain people. Hmm?
How long do you expect? Like, how long do he gotta wait before you can ask that? Cause you can't ask you that after the
Before you
first
get
date.
asked that,
Cause you're gonna be like, nah.
I don't
Yeah,
know. A
I'm
few
about to say,
months.
what's an acceptable time for you, Jazz?
A few months, but I mean, it's not even on me because if they had asked, I probably would have been like, yeah, okay. But
If they would have asked off the
Yes.
rip, you would have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So if they would have asked off
Respect
the rip, if they would have asked after the second date, you be like, yeah, okay.
no, mm-mm.
Mm.
Because
3 days.
also I'm like, for him to like have a title, I'm just like, I must like you enough to bring you around my family, and I'm not bringing anybody around my family because then if
Mm.
we break up,
Mm-hmm.
if we
Yep.
break up, my dad's probably gonna still call you and hang out with you, and I'm not having that.
Mm.
So
I think that's so. You know what? Not for nothing, but that's kind of. I think that's kind of a testament to like how crazy stuff is now, because those real old school. Well, maybe not old school, but those really like older standards that we have, like you know that I really like you if I bring you like around my family and my friends. I'm finding out nowadays that
don't
that doesn't
matter.
mean anything. Like you
Nope.
can go hang around his best friends and he don't even, like you just went on a roster, or he don't even have no intentions of like nothing else with
And y'all
you.
bet not
Even
say
if
nothing.
there,
And y'all
right?
bet not say
And his
nothing.
homies bet not say nothing.
Y'all bet not tell, cause
Oh,
I'm
they
bringing
already
someone.
telling on him
I'm
because
bringing,
they
yeah.
flirting with you.
One or two may
They
tell.
flirting with you. One or two may flirt with you for real. They trying to suss you out, see if you are the ones that can like, they could, whatever.
Well, yeah.
Or they know he's not serious.
Or right, or they know he not. So that's hard, at least from my perspective. That's hard when you're dealing with somebody else. Because like Jazz said, for us, we're not trying to bring you around the fam unless you solid and you gonna be here first. But other guys might be like, oh yeah, like after like 3 or 4 days, they be like, yeah, I'll hang with the fam or whatever. And then you be
Your
looking like,
mama, his mama call you by the wrong name. I'll be hurt. I'll be so hurt.
All right, that is crazy. So
that don't even hurt me no more. I just be like, oh, all right, yeah.
that actually bring us.
True.
That's
Oh,
actually
that's
bring
what
us.
we on. Cool.
That will actually bring us into our next topic, and and Jazz, I'm gonna let you actually run this one because this one actually was your idea. You wanted to talk about expectations. Specifically, relationship expectations. Um, Now,
Mhm.
before we actually get into it, before you actually I pass it the torch to you.
Mhm.
Let's say the definition of expectations that I found was a belief in that someone will or should achieve something. And a
Mm.
relationship is, of course, an emotional and sexual association between two people. So you can combine the two together to make a relationship expectations. Go ahead, Jazz. You lead this. I want to see.
Okay. So, what is y'all's expectation for Bay?
Mm,
Or your shorty,
mm,
someone that you aren't real you're interested in, but you haven't like it's not serious yet.
mm. Go ahead, Deej.
He was gonna say that. Um, my expectations for Bay. Um, so if he's at the point where he's Bay, right? Like
Mhm.
we're dating consistently. I have a physical and sexual attraction to you. I want to be your girlfriend, lady. However you do that. I think my only expectations are communication and consistency. Like I need you to and to be assertive. I need you to communicate with me whether you feel like, it's going somewhere, whether it's regressing or progressing, whether it's stagnant. I need you to be honest and, if if what you want changes or whatever the case may be, just communicate that and be honest. I hate when guys be like, oh, I couldn't tell you what's gonna hurt your feelings. Like, no, come on, just tell me the truth. Let me worry about what's gonna hurt my feelings. You tell me the truth and I'll deal
Exactly.
with it. So communication, honesty, consistency, uh and I guess consistency would encompass, consistently communicating, consistently, giving me the same energy you've been giving me. Yeah.
Mm. I would say, um, I would say, openness and for sure consistency and maybe communication. I may steal your communication as well. Um, the openness is like, of course, the communication and consistency is you got to be able to at least respond in at least a reasonable amount of time. Like guys are typically chasing. So I expect to wait a couple of days before I can probably talk to you or call you or you hit me back. But like be consistent with it. The more consistent you are with your communication, like the better it is. Like, okay, we can have a conversation for 2 hours and then, all right, I'll hit you tomorrow. Cool. And then the openness was like when I set up an opportunity for us to meet up or hang out, be open to hang out. I know sometimes it can be weird because girls be like I never met him before, or I'm not sure about this because I never did this before. Because I don't know, I don't know. They may never like went to a specific spot. Like they never went to got sushi, so they might not be open towards that, or they may not be open towards like okay, going to eat into a cafe or going for a walk or something like that. They're not used to that stuff, so they may not be open to it. So it's like, oh, I want to do something with you. This is what I want to do. They may shoot it all down. So just being open to like, okay, that's what you want to do. Cool. Um, Girls often say they want a guy who's assertive, who make plans and know how to make plans, like know how to pick a place, pick a time, you know, kind of like dictate how the day is going to go. So like, okay, let me do that, but you got to be willing to like make yourself available. So that's kind of my expectation. of course, being consistent, being at least decent at communicating. You don't have to be great, but you can be decent at communicating. Through text message, every aspect. You gotta be at least decent at texting, decent at calling, or decent at talking. Decent at two of them and great at one. That'll be great for me. And then the openness, of course, like whatever I say we trying to do, like, be with it. Make the time available for it. So that's my expectations. Jazz?
Yeah, mine is the same as the just communication, consistency for sure. Because it's like, don't hit me up and then I don't hear from you for like a week. Like, I think you're dead. And if you're not dead, you're just dead to me. So, um, assertive for sure. Um, I like I like men that make plans. I like men that like actually show that they're interested, actually show that they want you and not just say it. So that matters to me. Um, yeah, and communication for sure, because um, yeah, even if texting's not good, like he has to be good at. I'm not a good texter, so I didn't know it bothered y'all that much. That
Mm.
that if you take hours to communicate.
I wouldn't say that you're not a good texter. It's just I don't know. I don't know what you be doing during the course of your day, so you might not be up for it. Sometimes you're like, I don't know, like you
This
like
is
that.
not a segment to expose me.
No,
Sometimes
he told me
like,
that too. Like
like
he exposed me to you. Deej, you'll never text nobody back. I'm like, bro.
like sometimes you are you're the conversation list expert. Like you're the goddess of conversation. Like a couple of weeks ago when we was talking about something, like I'm looking like, dang, Jazz is really talking. Like she quick with the responses. And then other times it's like one message every 2 hours. I'm looking like, dang, Jazz is like she on
Like that.
her slow roll today. Like,
It'd be like
okay.
that.
Yeah, I'm not a consistent texter.
No,
Like,
that's facts.
yeah, if the phone is in
Same.
my hand and I'm like, I feel like responding. Sometimes I just don't feel like responding. And it's like no shade to anybody. It's just whatever mood I'm in for that day. Um,
Well, you
but
respond
sometimes,
in your head.
yeah,
You
and
be like,
but so I also don't want people getting used to me texting them back fast because I don't like texting. Like I really do not like texting. Like I prefer phone calls. So I'm just like I don't think texting should was meant for full conversations. I don't I know I went on a date with the went on a date with a guy that I had a full text conversation. I was like, everything was so good, and now we're on the date, and I don't know. Like, did I read the signals wrong? And I was like, oh, we never had a phone call. We've been texting this whole time. And I thought I knew him and I thought I had a good read, but I was wrong.
I literally
Don't do
just
that.
had that same experience last
Let's
weekend.
talk about it.
I literally had that same experience. Oh my God.
Gotta do the phone screening.
Yo, no, you are right, and I will do that from this point forward because, baby.
So what are your what are your order operations like? Okay, you meet somebody DM you in the D situation. Somebody DM you. They somebody you got an interest in, of course. They bay. They got bay potential, heavy bay potential. It's like, okay, so how do you go about like, okay, like making something happen? Do you just sit there and wait? Like, I'm just gonna sit there and put the ball in that court and see what they do, or like, how do you go about it? Like, what are your order of operations to get to that? I guess that first date or that first outing.
If he came in your DMs, if he came in her DMs, why she gotta do something?
Make moves.
Or what do you expect? What do you expect for them to do, for the guys to do? Because of course, of course, is the only few ladies that be willing to actually go out and actually like be aggressive and make the move. And I know y'all ladies are not really like that. Y'all like, man, he better say something or I'm walking off. So, what do you expect?
First of all, let's get it together. Number one, we can be like that, but for
Choose
what?
not to.
But for what? Like,
We can.
if you coming to me, why do I need to be the one to like make plans and everything? Like, no, you literally are coming to me.
It's crazy. It's crazy that you said that. It's crazy that you said y'all could be like that. How about we can make it better? How about y'all be like that this month?
No, I'm good.
No. We're not like that for a reason.
Exactly. And you know my reason. You are me and I am you.
What is it gonna cost me for y'all to get like that for at least a month? How about a week?
Nah, I'm good.
How about a week? That'll be very interesting social experience.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
My order of operations when it comes to the joint, like I meet a shorty or I see a shorty online, is to see, see can she hold a conversation or see if she even interested in conversating. That's my first thing. And you can just tell by like if the person responds to your message, they just let it sit or they very slow or they one word answers, then it's like, okay, the person might not be interested in you or they might not find you attractive. But like if they talking back and they responding back and it's like, okay. And if they responding back frequently, it's like, okay, this may be a potential person that you can go out on a date with. So, or you can meet up with. So, I don't ask like boring questions because the boring questions don't get no response. I try my best not to open conversations with "Hey, hi," or "What's up," or "What are you doing," or "How are you doing." If I'm about to type that, I immediately backspace it, or I'm about to text that, I immediately backspace it because that's how all the conversations that they may be getting or they have gotten over the past couple of years start like that. So typically what I do is, all right, I'll leave with a question, or I'll leave with like something that I observed, like, okay, they got, an anime shirt on. I was like, oh, nice anime shirt on. You watch that show, or do you read books, like books, make a witty joke or something like that. That's what I'll lead with. Chill, Jazz.
Like icebreakers.
Yeah.
Chill. What other type of books?
Like I don't read books.
All right, you ain't had to put me out there like that. I
don't read books, but like that's what I do.
Why are you putting the whole recipe out there? Don't do that.
With the whole recipe? No, it's not but that's what I would do. And then like, okay, once I feel like the person is comfortable with me after a couple of conversations online, then I'll be like, oh, I'll throw it out there like, oh man, I normally go to this spot or eat at this spot. You should come with me sometime. And if they don't shoot it down and they're like, oh, that would be dope or something like that, or that's cool, and it seems like they open to it, it's like, okay, wait a couple of days so you won't seem pressed. And so they won't run off on you. And then, drop the question when conversation is high again. Like, oh, what are you doing this week? Let's go to the spot. And like when they get to the spot for real, pay attention to body language and see, do they conversate like they conversate online? Because these people that be online don't be the same way in real life. So
talk about it.
You as on my side of the table as a guy, I already come with like talking points already. Like I already come with the aspect like I may have to do 100% of the talking. So like come 100%. With that. Yeah, or 90% of the talking, because sometimes these people don't be what they be online. Like they be super talkative online, and then when they get in person, they freeze up or they don't know what to talk about. Or it's that air of nervousness. So I'll be like, like cut that nervous shit out, that shy shit out. Like I'm the shy one at the table today. Talk to me about crazy. You feel me? That's how they try to do. They try to play the shy joint. So no, I'm gonna be shy today, and you gotta be the exciting one. So like excite me, like entertain me. And
I don't know. First dates are hard though. Like if you don't know the person that well.
You gotta text. You gotta do your research. You gotta text. You gotta
But
look at
people
the
be
Facebook.
my problem. See, all right, my problem is I feel like I don't think people get nervous. I don't think any of that shit. Like, I do think some people are different online than they are in person because, like, some people do have like a social media persona and then how they are in real life. And if that's the case, I can respect that. But usually, when that is the case, people will like warm up to you. It's like, okay, I
Mhm.
gotta like pull your personality out of you a little bit. That's fine. The problem is people be talking wild greasy through text and on DMs with absolutely no intentions of like carrying that shit out in real life. That's
Mm.
why we got so many cases of people like ghosting people, this, that, and the third. It will come wild, crazy, talking that talk in the DMs and in text, and it's really just talk. And then when they don't like do be the same way, listen, I feel the same way about it. And when they don't be the same way in person, you be like, oh, okay, you know, it's not that you shy or whatever. It's just that talking cheap, and that's all you had to offer for real. Then you keep it pushing, and then they DM and then they text you like a week later, like, oh, so you're not gonna talk to me no more. Listen, when you were in person, like you ain't had nothing to say, like you became this whole other entity. I saw right through it, so I saw myself to the left for real.
So they got bumped out of the Bay joint into the friend status.
No,
So
they're
they
not even
did.
friends. I don't know that person.
So they got banished from the DMs at this point.
Yeah, sorry
Which
about
is
it.
you hate to say it. There's a lot of pressure on this. There's a lot of pressure on this side as a man. There's a lot of pressure. I'm telling
No, but
you.
even I'm saying, Tony, like even as a man, if a woman came to you and she was like the same exact way, I would expect you to carry it the same way. Like, you can't be talking wild crazy, and then like when we get in front of each other, it's like I was talking to an alien, and then here you are in front of me, like,
You got something to say, Jazz? You looking kind of crazy.
yeah, Jazz looking like, nah.
Crazy.
Yeah, you looking kind of crazy. You looking like this remind me of that one time. You look. Come on, Jazz. Let's hear it.
I don't know.
You never.
Listen, I feel away. The shit happened to me last weekend, so it's fresh to me.
Ooh, people be real bold behind their phone. So that's it.
That's it. People be
Man.
real.
Man.
People will like confess their love to you. It's just
They had a crush on you for the longest time. They finally want to talk to you. Like, it's crazy out here.
That's Jazz's favorite shit right there. The whole you move away and then they hit you like, yo, I had a crush on you and you blew
my
up here, but you
friend.
moved
You
away.
are not supposed to. You are supposed to talk about your stuff. You are not exposing me and Deej
Right.
today.
Let's
That
talk
is
about
what
you
we're
for
not
real.
doing.
Let's talk about you.
It's
No,
not.
what you be doing?
Right.
What you be doing behind the phone?
What I be doing behind the phone? What you mean? What I be doing behind the
I
phone?
don't know.
No,
I
not
be-
for nothing. I ain't gonna hold you. When we started, like when we first started talking, I thought you was the same way. I thought you was one of them niggas that was just talking. And when we met up, you was gonna be a totally different person. But you are the same person. I give you that.
Right. I be talking. I don't be talking wild crazy. Actually, I
No,
don't.
you be talking wild crazy.
I don't be talking wild crazy. I be
You
chill.
talk crazy on the phone and in person.
I be chilling. I be chilling on the line. Online, I be chilling. I be very polite
Nah.
and very, just trying to see where the conversation goes. Like that's kind of how it is, and I give a lot of myself. Like I give a lot of myself during those conversations. Like, oh yeah, this is kind of what I do. This is kind of what I'm interested in, and I ask the questions that matter to me. Like, what are your passion? What is it that you kind of do? Some of that stuff is for me. Some of that stuff is kind of to kind of gauge, like, okay, what would be the perfect place and date to meet up with this person? Like, if they work overnight, and they mentioned that they kind of like work overnight. Okay, sometimes this time might not work for them, or like if they work a corporate job, okay, they should be free on the weekends because corporate jobs don't really, go in during the weekend. So it's like, oh, that'd be a perfect day. But I normally be very, cordial and relaxed and calm and professional. Um, during the course of the joint, during the course of the DM phase, I would say. Um, when it comes to meeting up, um, a lot of times I typically will meet up with somebody before we ever even talked on the phone because people are just so against talking on the phone. They don't feel
I don't like
comfortable
it.
with it. So the first time you actually hear them speak is like when you meet up with them, and is actually when they call you to tell you like, I'm out front with a place at. That's the first time you actually hear that voice. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then when they get there and they shy. Like,
Some
it's that should I hug you? Should I not hug you? Then they be shy. So it's like, okay, this person is shy. And then I start to like get like kind of shy and nervous, and I be looking like, nah, like you can't do that because this is a good possibility. This person is about to be shy and nervous and not gonna carry the conversation. So you gotta shake that off and be
Mhm.
like, since you are the guy, you can dictate how the day go.
Mhm.
You, so you already set the place, you set an environment that you comfortable with going because you've been there before. Like that's your spot. So you've been there before, you know how it is. Um, you've been there a bunch of times without the girl. So this is just one more time. So you gotta kind of like, okay, dictate the conversation. Talk about the same stuff that you talked about um like online because you didn't ask all your questions. I didn't ask all the questions that I wanted to know, so I'm just going to ask some of those other questions based off the conversation that we had online. You read books? What kind of books you be reading? Like,
Antoine is really trying to give the recipe.
Wait,
what kind of books
shut up.
you be reading?
Like,
No.
shut up. Shut up.
You mind reading some books to me?
No.
Like
Hey,
reading the
yo.
books out loud to me? Like I'll
Yo.
listen. Like I'll
I
listen if
chill
you
with
read
me.
the books. If you
You
read the
gotta
books to
chill.
me. You feel
See,
me?
this is why you can't
No,
tell
you
nobody
gotta
nothing.
save this information for your book.
Hey,
Right.
that's how I be, and then that'll give people that'll kind of like break the ice and like they'll start to warm up, like Dee said, they'll start to warm up. And after that, next thing you know, you probably was in that spot until they closed, and you probably was outside talking to them for 2-3 more hours. Like it is what it is, and after that happened, after you got them hooked and they ain't ready to dip off on you after they left the spot, it's like, oh, I guess the second meetup is kind of like assured at this point if they hung with you like 5 hours that day. So that's cool. If they trying to dip off on you, like the moment the joint is over, it's like okay, like you might, have to take an L. You might have to take an L. Like is what it is. But that's how
That's a
I
fact.
do. That's how I do. I don't really have much success in the game to be honest. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. But still, hey, it
Bye.
works. It works sometimes.
Bye, yo.
It works sometimes.
Bye.
So I don't really like meeting people online, but it
Mm.
seems like everybody is more comfortable shooting their shot online on social media.
I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, girl.
I hate it.
Like I'll hardly ever get approached by guys, but like if they do shoot their shot, it's usually through a DM. So, um, yeah, so they'll DM me and then we'll like have a conversation, like a really basic conversation, and they'll like um then we'll exchange numbers if I'm like okay with them. Um, yeah, and we'll talk on the phone and I'll go through the phone screening
Mm-hmm.
because
Mhm.
most of them just want to text and I'm like, no, that's not gonna
Mhm.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we go on our first date. So, but first dates are really like first dates are like I'm not a shy person, but like first dates really like
It make you
it's just
nervous.
so much. It makes me so nervous, and like it really depends on him, like whether I'm gonna be comfortable on the date or
Mm,
not. So if he makes me comfortable, if he's like setting the tone as like I can relax and everything's good, like
Mhm.
I'm feeling like reassured by him, then yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a great date.
Yeah.
what do you
You
need to
gotta have that in your repertoire for real.
what he need
Like,
to do is he need to like walk you through it. Like when you get to the spot, he need to walk you through it. Most likely it's the spot that you've been at. So you need to explain like, who the service working today and it's a slow day, so the food gonna come out really good. And I picked this spot because we in the cut. So like you can sit and chill and you don't gotta worry about people looking you in your face when you come in. Like that'll make you relax. So you looking like, okay, cool.
Maybe.
Maybe.
you just gotta have that in your repertoire. Even like the quiet shy dudes, like there's a way that you can kind of like make get a woman or a woman to feel like, okay, yeah, be nervous, whatever. But it's gonna be all
Make her
good for real.
comfortable.
Make her
Yeah.
comfortable. Yeah. Like you can either be funny, you can be like whatever. You don't have to be funny. It's just however you choose to do it. And it's a certain finesse to it.
hmm Like
Mm.
You
being
need to have it.
respectful and I don't like the whole hugging thing when you don't know whether you should hug her or not. I feel like you should do what you feel comfortable doing. And if she like, oh no, I don't want to hug you. I only shake hands, she'll just say that. But
Mm.
Mm,
Will she say that? I don't want to make it awkward before I even start talking. Now, when I start talking, okay, now you get a little bit more of me, but you don't really get the full experience, which is Tuan, until like the second time we meet up. Then you be looking like, okay, this guy is kind of like
that's
who he, this guy is a little bit more. This guy is a little bit more than what he was on online and when he was on the first date. And then by the time the third meetup come around, you looking like, okay, this guy is crazy, and then you don't call him back.
like it's the lead for real.
stop.
Hey, it's the lead for real. What can we
Oh my
say?
god.
Like no,
What can we say?
I'm playing.
I like
I'm
it.
playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. Sorry.
So the first date, you'll be on a first date and like everything will be good. Like I've been on like 80% of my dates, 80-90% of my dates, first dates were amazing. It's the
Mhm.
second date that you have to be like, okay, I'm really getting to know you. That's not gonna work for me.
Mm.
But the first date, they supposed to be showing their best character. If they're not showing their best character on the first date, you really need to
You need to
not
get
see them
out of
again.
there. Heard. That makes a
Or
lot of
her again.
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. I think one person I dated, she was the girl that I had a crush on in middle school. So when I was actually got older, I asked her did she want to go out, took her out on a date.
Oh.
Went to the nice little breakfast sushi spot for real. Downtown by UB for real.
Oh, excess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool. It was cool. We talked about old times, talked about school, talked about kind of like what we're trying to do in the future. And
hmm
then she broke me. And she broke me because
What you mean?
when her food came, she was just in there like shaking salt and then continue to shake the salt and then continue to shake the salt.
Okay, but
I was
okay. In her defense, excess need to
yo,
step it up a little bit.
They
I
don't
heard excess
season their
close.
food.
Not
nah.
enough.
The way
There's
she
certain
the way she shook the
and she
salt for like
tastes it
2 minutes.
first.
For 2 minutes straight. She didn't even taste it. She just was like each for 2 minutes straight. And I was like, I said, you say you typically go out to eat, right? And she was like, yeah, I normally go out to restaurants all the time. I was like, what kind of restaurants do you typically go to? Like, I normally go to TGI Fridays and
Oh, you don't
Red
need salt
Lobster
at
and stuff
TGI
like that.
Fridays.
And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Go to a lot of in Applebee's. I was like, it makes sense. She go to a lot of hood spots with the stuff coming out of the bag. So I was like, okay, to go to an independently owned restaurant that is kind of like the menu is kind of catered towards a certain aesthetic. It's like, oh, you're not used to kind of going to places like this. Okay, cool. And this is places like this is all I go to.
That is that tourist
Like
arrogance that just jumped out of me just now.
All the places I go to are spots like Access. They're like they got the custom menus. They got certain like super niche that's their food, and is a little bit the quality is a little bit higher than TGI Fridays or Applebee's 20 for 20, 2 for 20. So like I'm looking like, man, this is probably not gonna go anywhere in the future because if you don't like this spot and this is kind of like the introductory spot, what about those other spots?
Did you ask her, did she like it?
3 minutes shaking salt for 3 minutes, she didn't like it.
You didn't ask her. She might have liked it. And then you could have been like, all right, back next spot.
Like Jazz said, red flags.
Not her shaking salt on her food, 20.
Get out of there, coach.
You was being a real tourist that day.
Get out of like if they no offense, but if they ask for like give me a hot cup of water and they put the silverware in a cup of water.
Maybe she's a germaphobe.
Get out of there,
she's
coach.
Germaphobe.
My grandmother used to do stuff like that at the Old Country Buffet. I'm gonna also get a cup of hot water.
Old Country Buffet. I understand. Like when it's buffets when it's buffets and you got like hella people rolling through, everything don't get super clean when niggas is washing it. It's not like it goes through a dishwasher and then it comes out. They clean that shit every cycle. Like no, I wouldn't trust it either.
But we was at Access and come on, it's different.
She might have had experience.
Access. It's different. It's different. So we had to get out of it. We had to get out. We had to get out of there, coach. It's sad because I was like, man, I really had a crush on her in middle school, and I'm looking like, dang, that joint just didn't. Maybe it was just physical. Like, dang, maybe just because her skin was light skin, and maybe it was that. But
you're ruthless. It was salt.
The salt broke me. It broke me. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. I ain't lying.
That's a hard habit to break. Like, so I get it. The silverware thing, I'm more about because sometimes that silverware be dirty.
The hood spots.
Clean it.
You said we should have tried again. You said we should have tried again. If we would have tried another spot and you would have did the same thing, it's like, yo, I can't help you. You used to go in the hood spots where the food is salty. I can't have you looking crazy and a waiter come over like, yo, would you like salt and pepper for your joint? And I'm like, yeah, he grinding it and his arm getting tired because he looking like, yo, like how much like how much salt do you want, baby? Like, nah. Get out of there,
you being such a tourist.
Get out of there, coach. Y'all cancel guys for less. I don't want to hear nothing. Y'all cancel guys for less. So y'all probably cancel guys for less. I don't want to hear it.
I ain't even gonna hold you. You're right.
Exactly.
Nah.
Exactly. Don't make me
say like legitimate reason.
Y'all cancel guys for less.
It was a legit reason.
That was a legit reason. You don't know quality when you see it.
You don't know that about her. Suppose she just like salty food.
I don't like you using Excess as a an example because Excess is just an aesthetic. It is not actually
not to blow your spot up or nothing. But
I'm also come on. I'm also a culinary student and a chef, so it was like it spoke because I'm not kitchen, so it spoke volume. So it's like if it was something that I didn't know about, okay, cool, it makes sense. But that's something I know about, so it's like, okay, I understand 2 or 3 shakes of salt on your steamed vegetables and your rice. That makes sense. You feel me? Because that's all it need. But like that much is like nah. But
yeah, I'll give you that. Because if I was like a gym person and I was like really into fitness, then I can ask for I could my standard could be, oh, I want somebody that's fit.
Back to the top. We were talking about
expectations.
Related.
Yeah, so if a guy who's like really into the gym, really into fitness, if he was like one of his standards was having a fit girlfriend, then I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And because you were into like food and culinary stuff, like I get it. Like it's fine.
Mm.
Yeah, I get it.
But if you weren't a cook,
Yeah, I'll be looking at you like,
Yeah,
bruh.
that'd be petty of me. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So I think that's actually that's some pretty good content for the podcast, especially for the
My,
pilot. We talked about terms and titles, the terms and titles that we like to use in our dating experiments in a way. um, we also talked about exclusivity and what that kind of means to each one of us. I remember Jazz being real ice cold when it comes to that. So that's going to be a very interesting part to edit. And we also talked about relationship and expectations and a little bit about, I guess, the whole dating process. We're going to just go ahead and, I guess, end the show right here. So please shout out your social medias and everything.
All right, I'll go first. So y'all know me. I'm Deej, aka XOXO Deej. You can find me on Instagram at _XOXO Deej. Be sure to check out my blog at xoxodeej.com. And yeah, it's lit.
hey y'all, I am Jazzie. You can find me at keepingitjazzy.com or on Instagram, keeping it underscore jazzy. Jazzy JAZZIE.
And I am the third part of the group. I'm Tuan, and you can find me on Instagram at Raleigh_Esco_Escobar. Also, check me out at RZ Media Productions on Instagram and SoundCloud at Stars Music Group. So until next time, let's cut the show. Oh, cue outro, please.
Type shit you ride home to. Yeah. Yo, as we proceed to get you going off that cognac and caffeine, proceed, 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 proceed. Yeah.